Hello everyone and welcome to Nocturnal Horrors. My name is Sean Mazerall and this is a video I wanted to do for a long time, but I've just never really pulled the trigger. Not quite sure why, but I got some things to say. I will be discussing some plot points, so there will be minor spoilers ahead, so be aware of that. And remember, these are only my opinions, but no opinion is wrong. The House of the Devil. I just don't think this is a very good movie, and for some reason, I feel like people really love it, and I just don't understand why. If a movie is only good for like 15 minutes, it shouldn't be considered a good movie, whether it's at the beginning or at the end. And here we have a case where the last 15 or so minutes are really good and really fun and exciting, but the rest of the movie is so boring. I mean, this is literally a girl walking around campus. Like, this is not enticing. This is not enthralling. This is not exciting. This is... I can't think of any more words. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't understand what it is about this film that everybody loves. And please don't say, well, yeah, you have to enjoy slow burns because this is the T-West style. I do enjoy slow burns, but a slow burn is one of those films that slowly unravels more and more about a character or a situation, and I don't think this film does that at all. I don't think this is a slow burn. I think this is a slow, boring movie. She is a broke student throughout the entire film. Like, we don't learn much about her that's at all exciting. At no point I'm like, oh wow, this is getting really intriguing. No, she's still a broke student. Whether she gets the hundreds of dollars from the Satanists or not. And another thing, it's called the House of the Devil. So we automatically know that the Satanists are in that one house. So there's not a lot of mystery to this whatsoever. And if you are going to have a broke girl as your main lead, can we have her eat the pizza? She's there with her friend at the pizza shop and she doesn't eat the pizza. Okay, maybe it's not great pizza, but you're broke. Are you just going to leave 2 slices of pizza there? You're not going to take that home and eat it later? Because remember, you are broke. So you should need food. But no, I mean, she acts like she's rich. She just doesn't eat it. She takes one bite and leaves it. That drives me crazy. I don't know why. It drives me crazy, though. Those are leftovers. Those are good leftovers. Stylistically, yes, this is a very well done film, especially for the amount of money it seems to have is very little. And I love the style. I love the decade it goes for. But, like, does that make a movie great? No. Does just the final, 15 minutes make the movie great? No. Does walking around campus all day long, does that make a movie great? No. No, it doesn't. And yeah, she dances around the house, and that's pretty cool. That's fun, I guess. But this movie doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't. I don't know. Sleepy Hollow. Now, I just want to say, before I really get into this, I do not hate this film. I really don't. However, I do believe this film is the start of the decline of director Tim Burton. It's the first movie where I was literally like, damn, I wish he didn't direct it. I wish someone else directed that film. Because it is such a classic story to be told, and I really wanted it to be told and told well and told dark. And this was a lot of goofy and a lot of cheese, which is fine, but it didn't do it the way I hoped. There you go. Tim Burton didn't make a movie the way I had hoped, and therefore it is the decline of his entire career. So where do I start with this movie? Idiotic floating letters in the credit sequence, poor introduction to our main character lead, and some really, really crappy casting calls. I'm sorry, Johnny Depp just doesn't do it for me here. I don't know what else to say. Oh, yes, I do. Christina Ricci doesn't do it for me here either. I'm sorry, but if you have 2 great actors in a movie, it doesn't make a great movie. I'm sorry. You need 2 actors who actually have some sort of chemistry. And these 2 did not have any chemistry whatsoever. Ichabod Crane being the scaredy cat, the little kind of wimpy guy, that works for me. But you have to remember that's your character. And I feel like Johnny Depp continually had these silly moments where he forgot that he was supposed to be a scary cat, and instead he has like these quick one-liners like,
"And who are you, friend? We have not heard your name yet." "I have not said it."
And yes, I know there's supposed to be some cheese to this, but the interactions between Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci were so cringe. So like you literally put your head down in shame in order to not actually see it happen. It was that bad.
But perhaps there's a bit of a witch in you.
Why do you say that?
Because you've bewitched me.
And what about the other one where the boyfriend dies and she's like,
I have shed my tears for Brom, and yet my heart is not broken. Do you think me wicked?
Yeah, I do. I think you are absolutely wicked. I actually think it's more of just terrible storytelling and you're forced to not care, but I mean, what? And the other big casting problem is, I'm going to say it. Christopher Walken. How dare they put Christopher Walken in this situation? Now, this is before he started sort of being like a Jack Nicholson where he kind of like plays himself, playing himself, and he's more on the comical level. Like, he wasn't there yet in 1999. This is pre-Fatboy Slim days and Weapon of Choice. Like, no, like he was still serious. The guy who's gonna be the Headless Horseman, like his head has moose in his hair, and it's just like it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Moose, whatever. What do the kids call it these days? I don't know. It's just like poop, and then like you're gonna go out and decapitate mofos with all that moose in your hair in slow-mo with your filed teeth. Oh, it was ludicrous and so embarrassing. I was like, oh, Christopher Walken, I'm so sorry. You were in Deer Hunter, and you were amazing in it. Where is the mystery in Sleepy Hollow? Like, complete information dump on the Headless Horseman and how he became the Headless Horseman and who the guy was beforehand. Like, ease into it. What's this information dump thing going on? And trust me, that happens again later. What also drove me nuts is that I really love those dream flashback scenes with Lisa Marie as the mom. But then young Ichabod Crane shows up and I mean, I don't understand who casts these things. I really, like, who is the casting director here? And why is Tim Burton listening to this person? This kid was as bad as the Danny Torrance in the Shining TV series. Just like totally takes you out of the entire movie. You're like, what is going on here? Why would you do this to any of us? But Lisa Marie and Casper Van Diem, great casting there. All for it. But then even the Tree of the Dead, I don't even like the Tree of the Dead. I would rather go with like Ernest Scared Stupid tree. Like that tree's legit. This one, just not so much. And then when you finally figure out like who has the skull of the Headless Horseman, the script is so bad that they have to do another gigantic expository information dump.
Till one day my father died, and the landlord, who had received many years of loyal service, I lived with my father and mother and sister in a cottage not far from here. My family name was Archer.
Let's come everything to a screeching halt in this film so this woman can explain every single thing that's ever happened since her and her little twin saw Christopher Walken. I just can't. And what really upsets me is that I keep watching it like every year, hoping it will get better. I keep thinking it's going to be better, and it's just not. Each time I watch it, I get more upset. I wish I didn't, because I want that film to be so good, and it's just not. Maybe there's some nostalgia factor for lots of people, and that's why they love it so much. It's just not a good film. I don't know what else to say. Now, later on, I know he does do like one or two films that are pretty good that people love, like Big Fish. I know a lot of people who love that, and I think it's a good film. I just don't connect with it, and unfortunately, I don't like Sweeney Todd. I just don't like how it's done. It might be a Johnny Depp thing for me, but I just don't think it's done well. I'm sorry. So yeah, Sleepy Hollow is the decline of Tim Burton. House LLC. Some people can say like, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. This film is so terrible. I know exactly where to start. There's one moment in this movie that kills the entire movie. The entire thing. I really like the setup. I really like the build-up. I really like the use. I mean, this is found footage. I really like the use of different types of media. They have YouTube videos. They have newspaper clippings. They have the news going through. They have personal videos. They have the found footage. Like, all these different things come together to really create some great suspense. And even though I hate every single character in this film, I like the friction that's going on between them all. However, when you have a grown-ass man hiding underneath his bed sheets when he sees something coming for him, you've got to be kidding me. Can you imagine being a screenwriter and writing 30-year-old man sees something and quickly dives under his blankets? Not even blankets, it's like a sheet, so you can literally still see it coming. What grown man hides under his sheets? Like, that's something a 4-year-old does. I shouldn't have to explain this. And you cannot continue a movie. Like, the movie should have ended right there because I could not pay attention to the rest of the movie because that was such a stupid moment in cinema. I will never watch another House LLC. I don't care about the sequels. I don't care about the original. I was so upset that I had to watch this one again. I watched all these films again before doing this video, and that one really took my soul because I didn't want to. Oh, it's so bad. Plus, again, when watching it, I couldn't focus on the end of the movie or the rest of the movie because it just bled into my head and it was just so aggravating. And they make more of these movies. And I like found footage. So very recently, the movie Orphan was a meme about being a classic 50% off film. And the main character was there, like, holding it. And I said to myself, people think that's a classic? Like, that film's a classic? You gotta be shitting me. That film's terrible. So what did I do? I watched it again because there were a lot of people talking about it, saying this is a good film. And then I went on Letterboxd and I was like, people actually think this is a good film. And so you want me to believe that this is a 33-year-old and a 9-year-old girl's body? Like, come on. And I don't want to hear people saying, oh, it's based on a true story, though, so it is real. Definitely all sorts of different scenarios in the true story. This is totally not a true story. It is way off, so don't go there. Okay, fine. You want me to suspend all common sense? Fine. I'll do it for the sake of this movie. God knows we've all done it so many times watching horror films, right? So, fine. I'll buy into it. But then you make me have to deal with the mirror gag, the fake fridge close gag, an idiotic freakout moment, a silly push in the park, and a slew of other ridiculously awful jump scares. Honestly, this is just a dumb movie, and I don't know what the sequel is going to be like, and honestly, I don't care whether the main girl is in it or not. She can think it's a classic film. It's not a classic film. I'm sorry. Orphan is stupid. And now that I've been so negative, can I just say, can we calm down on the Rob Zombie hate? Like, why are we hating Rob Zombie? I know this is like, maybe it's like a 50-50 split, but like, for the people who hate Rob Zombie, like, directing horror movies, why? Is it because he, like, supposedly really, really messed up Halloween, like the Halloween franchise or something? Like, because he didn't. I'm going to be honest, I really like his version of Halloween. Sorry. You want to talk about Halloween 2? Sure, fine, you know, whatever. Like, you can say how trash it is. I'm not going to disagree, but I'm also going to say, like, studio system, not a lot of fun in those sequels and remakes. Regardless, the guy has put out House of a Thousand Corpses, he's put out The Devil's Rejects, and he's put out a couple others that, to me, are mediocre, but he deserves his place in the horror world. I mean, don't just tell me, oh, go back to music. It's like so preposterous because every single human being is like multifaceted. Like, this guy's earned it. And you don't even have to earn it. There's nothing to earn. If you want to go out and make a horror movie, make a fucking horror movie. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Get over it, people. The guy's good. He's got talent. Has he made some crap? Sure. We've all made crap. I do really like his Halloween version, though. I like where he goes with the character. I like that the Michael Myers is this gigantic, colossal figure. I like all the masks that Michael Myers creates. I like that we see little hints of things throughout his life of how he comes to be. Like, sorry, I'm on board. I'm on board with Danny Trejo. You know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic. Or maybe not fantastic, but I do really like the remake. And, I mean, All right, let's talk about Halloween. I'm not talking about the original because I do love the original so much, except for that one point where Michael Myers, for whatever reason, does not kill Laurie Strode. Like, how he misses is so beyond any of my... I don't understand how that happens. How do you miss that? Like, how do you miss? But regardless, I love John Carpenter's Halloween. But Halloween 2018... David Gordon Green. I got some issues with that one. I don't think I've ever truly liked a horror film if I didn't enjoy the opening. And the same is true with this one. I was getting ready to like it. Like, oh yeah, this is going to be so good. We're going to see Michael Myers right off the bat in the loony bin. And then these podcasters come into play. And it's like, they start talking to Michael Myers' neck. They start talking to his back. And then he pulls out the Michael Myers mask and he shows the back of his head. Like, bro, if you've come all this way to talk to Michael Myers, like, walk your ass in front of him and look at him. And when you want to pull a stunt like that, you're going to pull a stunt and get Michael Myers' mask and you're going to pull that out. And the only thing you can think to do is show the back of his head. Why is he showing the back of his head, the mask? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, it does make a little sense because obviously they don't want to show Michael Myers' face, but find another way to figure out because that is the most bonehead thing to do. Oh, here's the mask. I'm going to show your back. And side note, if you are a professional podcaster, that means like your business is in the audio world, okay? You're gonna bust out a Tascam DR40, like one of the cheapest, shittiest like audio recorders. I mean, it's not the worst by any means, but that's what you're gonna pull out. That's what you're gonna use. And then notice in the movie how the wind picks up and the wind picks up more and more as all these awesome things are happening between Michael Myers' back and the podcaster. Where's your windscreen? There's wind. You know what wind does to a microphone? You should. You're a podcaster. Your job is in the audio world. Like, how do you not have a windscreen? Can you imagine, like, during this non-interview, if Michael Myers decided to just turn around and say, you know, I'd love to have a little conversation and I'd like to tell you my side. I don't know where that accent came from. I'm sorry. But can you imagine if he turned around and actually wanted to talk after all these years and you don't have a windscreen, so you don't hear any of the words he says because it's all like shh. What really drives me nuts about this film too is that it's formulaic in its approach and it never gets overly creative. I'm not here asking Michael Myers to elevate the genre in any way, shape, or form, but I do think you can come out with a couple original kills. Like, is that too much to ask? I don't want to see a dad and his kids stupidly investigate escaped lunatics leaving a crashed bus. I need at least a small dose of common sense with my films. I hate the lazy, oh, my boyfriend is making out with a girl in front of me at the dance, and I hate the lazy, best friend tries to kiss best friend's now ex-girl. This is so lazy. David Gordon Green, this is so lazy and this is unexpected behavior. It's something you'd see out of a crappy 80s slasher or a really low-budget B film. You don't need to elevate the genre, but you do need to be a little bit more updated. Come on, there are so many amazing horror films coming out, like, come out of the past, like, bring it, you know, come on. The kid, like, gets stuck on the fence with his cape. Like, does Michael Myers really need someone to get stuck on the fence from his cape so that he can kill him? Come on, like, do better. We want more. We expect more. And then, do you remember the marketing for this? This was hyped like it was the greatest thing in the history of the world, and it just wasn't. I would remember watching it and being like, oh, like, y'all think this is, like, legit? Like, I mean, sure, it's an okay film. Like, yeah, it's a good slasher film, I guess, but it's Michael Myers. I want more. What do you want from me? I want more. Now, I do really love the 3 generations of Strode women, like, coming through and kicking ass. Like, yeah, that's fantastic. I love that. And then I was immediately upset by it because when we were supposed to get the legit ending hero shot, We got like a quick shot of all three of them, and then we got like a pan down to the knife, and then a freeze frame on the knife? Are you kidding me? That's what you have for your final shot? Freeze frame. Dun, dun. They just played it too safe. And I gotta say, I am so happy that David Gordon Green did not do the Suspiria remake, because I don't want to say it would suck because it was never made, but a very different film it would have been. While we're at it, let's just talk about the Suspiria remake for just 1 second. Don't worry, I'm not going to shit on this film. I think this is a great film, but there's one little thing I don't like about it. It took me 2 viewings to really appreciate this film. And the reason is very simple. Again, if I don't like the opening of a film, I have a hard time really enjoying the film as a whole. I don't know, it's just a thing. It's just a thing I got. And for this one, I didn't know if I liked the opening because I was too busy staring at The Good Doctor, because I went into this film knowing nothing. I saw the original, loved the original, but I didn't want to read into anything on the remake. I wanted to go in completely clean slate. So when the doctor shows up, I couldn't help but stare at the doctor. I'm like, why is this so off? Like, why does this feel so weird? And then obviously you find out later on that Tilda Swinton plays that role, and didn't work for me. Completely took me out of the film. I was too busy staring at the doctor rather than listening to anyone speak, and then I felt like I was behind because I didn't know what the conversation was because I was too busy staring at the good doctor. And it killed me. Like, it just killed me. And I hated the way he walks. I hated the way he spoke. I hated his movements. I couldn't stand anything about the doctor. I just couldn't. And even at the end when he's like totally naked, I'm like, where are the wrinkles on his body? He's got like he's old. Like, where is wrinkles? The guy got no wrinkles on his body. But I do want to say this. I love Tilda Swinton, but 2 out of 3. I think she did 2 of her roles really well in Suspiria, but not The Good Doctor. I just don't think she played it well. And I love the idea and concept behind having a woman play that role because it is such a female-driven movie, but I don't think she nailed it. I think she was off, and I would have liked to see someone else play it, I guess. And those are my unpopular opinions. But let's end this video on a good note because there are a lot of negative thoughts in my head for this video, and I am sorry because too much negativity is not a good thing. So let's end on a positive. Let's stick with Suspiria remake. And I gotta tell you, I absolutely love the David Bowie shout out. I love seeing that poster towards the end of the film. It made me instantly think about David Bowie and Tilda Swinton doing their The Stars Are Out Tonight music video. Have you guys seen that video? Okay, this is what you do. After you've watched this video and, you know, the 20 other videos of mine that you're gonna watch next because you just think this is such an incredible video. Once you're done with all of that, check out The Stars Are Out Tonight music video by David Bowie, starring Bowie and the great Tilda Swinton. It's fantastic. Warms my heart. And if you haven't already, like we discussed before, Christopher Walken, do not think about him in Sleepy Hollow. Think about him in The Deer Hunter, or go check out Fatboy Slim, Weapon of Choice. Walken is the greatest in that. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate you listening to my unpopular opinions and all my rambling. This was a lot of ramble, a lot of negative ramble, and I really do appreciate you all sticking around. If you enjoyed, please come back again. Thanks so much.